My name is Linda Smith, and my maiden name was Petoskey. I am a member of the Little Traverse Bay Band of Odawa Indians. My great-great-grandfather was Chief Ignatius Petoskey, and there's a monument to him in the park there in Petoskey. My great-great-aunt Ella was the princess of the tribe, and there's pictures of her on postcards. When I was born, I didn't look like the rest of the kids. They had black hair and everything, and I had blonde curls. So my folks gave me away because I didn't look Native American. So my maternal grandparents took me. So I was raised Holdeman Mennonite. And all through school, I went to this little Amble school, country school, and my grandparents lived right next door. And my grandparents had this big maple tree, and Grandpa made me a swing there, and I had a little table there and everything. Okay, my grandmother died when I was 8 years old. I turned 8 in December, and she died in January. She said, "And you be good boys and girls and meet me in heaven." Well, as a child, I had no idea that she was leaving. Grandfather had a stroke, so there was nobody to take care of me. So I went and lived in different homes, mostly Mennonite homes. Then finally, I had a friend from Ithaca come up, and she was working for a neighbor, and she invited me to go to Ithaca, to her house. And I thought it was for the weekend, and I just wound up staying there. So the Snyder family is actually a family. Okay, at age 16, I went to work at the Alma Hospital as a nurse aide. There was this Dr. Stackhouse there, and he always would dare me to do stuff. And I would never turn down a dare. And he dared me to sign up for the LPN class. Okay, I did it. And I was accepted. I went through school, and I graduated. After graduation from the LPN class, I moved to Kansas, and I did some volunteer work for the Bethel Home. It's run by the Mennonite Church. And after that, I went to the Wesley Medical Center and worked in a big research hospital, and I was in the critical care float pool, and I loved every minute of it because you never knew where you were going to wind up. Then, I think I've drawn 32. I had my first stroke, and I was in the nursing home, and then I had to have therapy for a long time. Then I got married. Then Bob got sick, and he had a heart transplant and didn't make it. And then I moved back to Kansas. A friend there bought me a little house, and I was real happy there, and I was working at Beth Home again. And then I had another stroke, only it was pretty bad that time. And then my biological sister and her niece, our niece, wanted me back up here in Michigan, where they thought I was going to die and I could be buried up here. Well, what happened is they took me to the Nimkee clinic, and behold, I got better. I live independently. I take care of myself, other than Sue taking me to the doctors and stuff. Then 2 years ago, I had they called it a stroke, a brain bleed. I had to have brain surgery, and then I went into a coma for 19 days, and they told everybody they didn't think I'd make it. But surprise, one day I just woke up, and ever since then, I've been doing fine. People told me I can't. I said, oh yes, I can, and I do. I love to go to the powwow. I go out there and I can just wander around, and I just feel like I fit in, and I feel free, and I love fry bread, and Indian tacos. And I go out there, I go in the morning, and I stay till after the fireworks. Other than that, I just sit at home and listen to, I have a talking book machine because of my vision, and I have a cat. He's a Russian blue, and he was born with a spot of white on his chest, which made him so they couldn't sell him, and they couldn't use him for a breeder either for fear of that white coming off on future kittens. So I got him. He runs the place, and that's the way it is. There's been hard times, but it's been good to me, I think. But no matter what happens, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to keep the faith, and if anybody who gets discouraged, or if they say they can't do it, I say, you can. Just make up your mind, and you can do it. You can do anything you want.